right. Well, our main event is still to go in this parade of terror. Once again, quoting the Ghost and Mr. Chicken. I'm trying to have fun with this. Taz came out and cut a promo with Cage, and that was great as usual. Here comes Moxley, and this is what I wrote. I am so sick of Moxley acting like the world's biggest badass already. And remember I said on the watch along of Vader and Michaels, yeah, it was a great match for Michaels to have, but it didn't do anything for Vader. This was a great match for Moxley. Well, it wasn't even a great match by any means, but it was a fine match for Moxley to have, but didn't do a goddamn thing for Cage, in my opinion. They started at 100 miles an hour again, but I wrote, Cage has a ton of potential. He's just green, but he can move for that size. He can do things. He looks good. Where are you going to find a physique like that? But he's also a good-looking guy. He's got a good manager. So the first thing that happens with this new heel is that the fucking babyface champion comes in and immediately fucking out-heels him. Works on his bad arm. He's already said he's going to cripple the fucking guy. And so as he's working on Cage's bad arm that he's had surgically repaired. So Moxley, the champion's the heel, and the heel is the guy with the manager, and he's the babyface. And then Moxley has to do a dive, because why wouldn't he? Everybody else does. And they then go out into the arena, because Moxley can't have a match in the fucking ring. And the announcer's having to grasp at straws to explain why the referee's standing there watching everything and nobody's getting counted out. And Moxley gets a guardrail, and now it's every indie match ever in any rec center in your local facility. And this is nothing to make Cage is fighting him back. And that in the minute, small pea brains of today's modern wrestlers, including apparently Moxley, who went to the WWF all those years and didn't learn a goddamn thing, because he's apparently so fucking stupid. If brains were gasoline, he couldn't propel a Flea's motorcycle around a raindrop. Cage is new. Cage is a project that has to get over. You're a fucking ex-WWF talent, you idiot. And you're allegedly supposed to know how to work. So put his shit over in the ring at the beginning to give him credibility, then find a chink in his armor and then overcome him. And then start kicking his ass to where he has to cheat and use his manager to help get the offense. And then let him get some heat on you. And then he fucks up and you make a big comeback and then go wherever you're going. But you don't just start off like you think this guy's over because he's been on television twice and you're kicking his ass all over the arena. And then they're outside for 2 to 3 minutes with nobody being counted out. And then Cage blasts Moxley or blisters him or fucking knocks him down or something. And the to break question by JR is, can Moxley continue? And my answer was, I hope not. Because this has already gone so fucking long. They come back, and Moxley's in the camel clutch. Cage is on top of him, and then they go back out to the floor. Can Jon Moxley have a match in the fucking ring? Then Cage suplexes Moxley through a metal chair, flattens it out, tosses him back in the ring, and Moxley immediately starts a comeback. A bunch of fucking back and forth stuff. Cage is hitting some big moves, but none of them work. Here's another lesson. Don't have the guy hit every big move he has the second time he's on TV when he ain't fucking winning. Then Moxley gets an arm breaker. Forever. And forever. And forever. It got to the point where it's worse than when Flair used to milk the figure for it. I hated that too when he kept getting it on guys and never winning forever. But then Cage tries to get out of that and Moxley rolls over and gets another goddamn arm lock. And he's cranking it and Taz threw in the towel. You mean to tell me the second time this guy's been on television, did he win his first match? Did they give him a job guy match first, Cage? I think they did. He beat somebody, didn't he?
I think so, yeah.
Second time he's on television. for the world title to begin with. Second time a motherfucker's on television, you got a world title match. They're so fucking stupid to begin with. But against the world champion, he gets his ass kicked all over the arena, and he can't then be caught with a fluke 1, 2, 3 by the world champion to give him an out. They think that what they did was giving him an out because he didn't tap the manager threw the towel in. What they did was the Stone Cold Steve Austin cosplay bullshit champion held Brian Cage down, immobilized him, rendered him helpless and unable to escape, and his manager saved him from damage to his fucking arm, as the announcers mentioned, that would require surgery if he'd held the hold any longer. I'm really scared of Brian Cage now. Is it so simple and so logical that it's just beyond their grasp, or are they just so far gone away from what wrestling is that they think that they gave this guy an out when in actuality they buried him flattered in 4 o'clock, plate full of piss level? Which is it? Do you know? I can't figure it out.
I'm not sure. I think you have a lot of guys there who think they know better and can't accept the fact.
You mean to tell me that Moxley couldn't fucking make a comeback and hit 2 or 3 false finishes that Cage still kicked out of strong? And then suddenly when Cage went to put him away, Moxley uses his superior intellect, I said that without laughing, and fucking gets a quick one. As they used to say, Vince used to hate that expression, win a quick one. But gets a quick one, boom, 1, 2, 3, and he's out on the floor. Moxley is, and Cage is in the ring to bitch. What the fuck? The champion is smarter. But that doesn't mean he's badder or stronger. That's still to be proven. Now the champion just took this motherfucker down, held him down, rendered him helpless, unable to escape, and had to be saved by his manager. Because at least he was so gutsy he wouldn't quit. Well, he just made him a babyface, didn't they? Fucking morons. You fucking imbeciles. I wouldn't let you book a goddamn world-class wrestling spot show in Harlingen, Texas, much less a national TV show. Oh, by the way, it's not over yet. Because since Taz just threw the towel in for his man Cage to avoid serious injury and other surgery, Brian, you'd think that arm would be a little sore, wouldn't you, if it was that bad of a hold that he got put on him, a holt, as they used to say down south. If that was that bad of a holt that boy got put on him, wouldn't his arm be sore?
Oh, sure. I remember how bad Backlund's back was when Arnold Skolin threw in the towel. It still hurt right after he got out of that camel clutch.
Absolutely. Well, Cage gets up, not selling the arm, grabs the title belt, hits Moxley, and then fucking shakes his arm, then hit him with some horrible fake punches. Go back, ladies and gentlemen. If the rest of this match didn't expose Brian Cage as greener than chlorophyll, go back and watch these punches. They were almost like the phantom punches that the Dork Order guy caught all the heat for on this fucking amateur fucking talent show program months ago. Just horrible, exposed Brian Cage. He's being allowed to or told to do shit he can't do. So then there's a blackout. And then when the lights come back on, Darby Allin's on the top rope. Of course, they got his music playing now because he cued the music guy and the lighting guy in. Darby Allin's on the top rope, jumps off and hits Cage with the edge of his skateboard in the throat, and Cage takes a bump out on the floor. Darby Allin was dressed, I swear to God, like he was just in a car wreck, and it looked like the car had caught on fire. I mean, his shirt was ripped up. There were some sweatpants and a coat that looked like it had been on fire, or just like he'd been in some kind of wreck or run off side of the road. Does he dress like that? Normally?
I don't know.
Anyway, so the new top heel that's built like a Greek god that was just totally immobilized and emasculated tried to get a little heat back after the match, but instead was run out of the ring along with his manager, the human suplex machine, by a fucking 160-pound guy with a skateboard. Yeah. Flatter than a plate full of piss as an ending to a television program. And I guess we're supposed to laugh, right? Because they're not serious. They can't be serious. It's all supposed to be fun and silly, right? That's right? Because nobody's trying here, are they?
They're trying to run me off, I think, because I hated this show so much. And for those of you who go, oh, NXT wasn't that great either, you're right. NXT wasn't that great either.
Yes, we mentioned that. One wrestling match and a friendly grudge match and a goddamn half of an interview.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm more than happy never watching this again. To be very honest with you.
But we have to now.
Oh.
Because I think it's going to get worse. I'm not in any way going to ever watch AEW seriously again, expecting anything to be good, but I am going to, because that's what we're supposed to do. Wrestling's supposed to be silly and fun. So I'm going to watch the silliest, funniest wrestling show on the air every week, regardless of what else we watch. Sometimes it'll be classics, sometimes it'll be pay-per-views, sometimes it'll be NXT. But I'm going to watch the silliness and the funniness every week and let everybody know exactly how silly and funny it is. Even if I'm bringing them a couple of 100,000 viewers back, I feel it's my civic duty to make sure that everybody knows the right way that wrestling's supposed to be done and how it's all supposed to be silly and funny.